An 8-year-old boy was hung by teenage white nationalists. This happened on the date of August 28th, 2017. This happened in Claremont, New Hampshire. The child had to be flown by a medevac to Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center. The grandmother of the child, her name's Lori Slater, described the attack. She says he was playing with a group of children and teens when they began to taunt him with racist epithets and throw sticks and rocks at him. Someone stood on a picnic table and the group wrapped a rope from a nearby tree, swung around the boy's throat, then kicked him off the table. The victim swung back and forth 3 times before he was able to free himself. None of the teens came to his aid. Now, the police chief Mark Chase. Now, they won't release the identities of the teenage boys. They say that because the attackers are under 18 years of age, because of that, he's prevented from talking about the attack publicly. So underage boys, they're teenagers, can't talk about it publicly, which I find to be bullshit. Now, there are quotes here. The police chief, Mark Chase, says, unlike the adult judicial system, which is aimed at punishment, the juvenile justice system is designed to correct and rehabilitate aberrant behavior. He also goes on to say these people need to be protected. And then he says mistakes they make as a young child should not have to follow them for the rest of their lives. Angela Helm of The Roots, she says, welcome to Donald Trump's America. Say what you want, but when the U.S. president defends avowed white supremacists, one can't be surprised when bullying takes on a decidedly racist tone as it did with an 8-year-old boy who's biracial who was hung from a tree in the year 2017. The climate has been set. So with all that said, I think Sidra wants to have some words. Did you want to say something now?
Yeah, I want to make a point because this police chief says of these white teenagers who did this, mistakes that they made as young children should not have to follow them for the rest of their lives. That's a reoccurring theme in news. They essentially lynch an 8-year-old boy. Luckily, he didn't die, but this shouldn't follow them for the rest of their days. They should be able to have a productive life after this. And the same still would have been said had they actually killed the boy. Let's see, the white teenager who had affluenza, who ran over people and killed them while he was drunk. They had to protect him from ruining his life because he didn't know any better. I can't remember the case specifically, but there was this guy who raped this girl behind a dumpster. You can't let him raping her ruin the rest of his life. How could you do such a thing? No one cares about the beans run over, the woman that was raped, or some poor little 8-year-old black boy. No one cares about our children, minority children, their future. They have no problem throwing the book at them, charging a teenage black child as an adult and sentencing them to life if they attempt to kill someone. And I can't put into words how that makes me feel. You know, when white kids get bullied so much on Facebook that they have to hang themselves in a barn, I feel for them. I feel for what they had to go through. I'm not biased and say they're white, they should deal with it. No, they're people. They shouldn't have to be bullied. They shouldn't have to suffer. Why can't people be decent? Why can't people feel that way for our brown children as we would feel for their white children? It's not fair. It sucks. It's abominable. And aside from going into a tirade of curse words, there isn't anything else that I can say about it to convey the anger and dismay that I feel about it, because it's ongoing. Angela Helm is right. It has been set. This isn't going to be the last one. There's going to be more, because Trump has written him a blank check. Hand it to him. Do what you want to do. I don't care. Nobody cares.
When it comes to this whole racist thing, people usually want to blame Trump. Trump is not to blame for racism. You have to think about this. Donald Trump was born a baby, like anyone else, right? We're born with babies. We don't have anything in our heads other than I want food, I want water, I want that shiny thing, I want whatever that is over there. I want. And the natural process is you want so much that eventually you're going to ruin others in your wake just to get what you want. The racism that Donald Trump was taught to him. It was taught to him by his father. It was taught to him probably by his mother, uncles, aunts, his friends at those equal ages of from baby up to his teens. And they had to be taught by their family members as well. Racism is an education. It's a poor. It is a merciless. It is a vile education. And they're taught, and it's picked up easily, because racism you can't have without tribalism. You want to be a part of something, and you want to feel good being a part of it. So you get this type of stuff. This 8-year-old boy, he's biracial. Does it matter what he is, black and what else? It doesn't matter. What should matter is that an 8-year-old boy, this isn't his first run-in with these teenagers. But there's a thing in all of us when we trust this person here who's older than me or wiser than I, they're going to help me. Because what's the reason to not? There is no logical or rational reason for someone to say, I'm not going to help you. I'm going to harm you. Literally, there isn't one. And if you ask these teenagers why, and it won't just one, why did you put this rope around his neck? Why did you kick him off the table? Why did you precede this with racial slurs? Why did you have to do that? They won't have a reason. Just like any racist person out there, no matter what race they are, any racist person out there, they're not going to have a reason. They'll just, or, because they, whatever I was taught, because the Department of Justice has these statistics. They don't have anything else. They don't. They can't. This 8-year-old boy trusts his friends, so-called, and they damn near killed him. No one even helped. See, in the black communities, going on the word community, if a black person beats the shit out of somebody and his friends stood around and laughed, that's aiding and abetting. They all go to prison. Well, today they all get shot. That's just how it has always been. And since it's always been that way, and we are a country of, well, that's just the way it is, then there's no need to change it. I mean, there isn't. So this 8-year-old boy has to die at some point. He escaped death this time. There's going to be more. Why? Reasons. That's why. You listening, if you got a child, a friend or whatnot, yes, I'm going there. Just imagine some random group of people just stalks that person you like or know, beat them down, her down, damn near kill them. And I mean, right now, since you know it's a biracial kid, a black biracial kid, you're probably going to have the immediate response of, well, it depends on what they were doing. Did they provoke it? But the truth is, if you're white listening to this and it's your child and something happens, you're going to say, I don't care what my kid did. They have no reason or right to do such a thing. But when you hear about some minority going through it, all of a sudden, what were they wearing? Did they smoke some pot? Or maybe they looked intimidating. Maybe they looked like demons. Had the anger in the eyes like a demon. Maybe they just had an anger issue and they deserved it. I mean, they're probably going to grow up to be a criminal anyway, despite the scholars, businessmen, and other politicians, not governing bodies, but politicians that they grow up to be, can be, and maybe would like to be. But despite that, they're going to be drug addicted, drug using, drug selling criminals because reasons, right? So just think about this when you look at some 8-year-old white kid or 8-year-old kid of you, whatever ethnic group you belong to, and just picture some group that you don't like going in and beating the fuck out of your kid and how you feel when they look at your kid and say, that fucker deserved it. Your sorry ass deserved what you got because you're not us. And that's why it's so angering. Because you can't find a reason to have this hate. There's no reason to hold on to it. Donald Trump is not letting this happen. This has always happened. Donald Trump is just something that exploits the sensationalization of racism. That's all it is. Trump ain't the problem. The people are the problem. Because the people raised Trump. And Trump is letting the people be themselves. Racist, malicious assholes. And honestly, ain't but a few ways to stop that. Re-education or kill off all the hate. You name another way for me, and I'll definitely add it to my repertoire of ways to solve it. But right now, re-educate or kill them. Because hate ain't going to stop until hate is killed away. So re-educate it or kill it. You let me know. Sedrik Cannady, Sidra Owens, for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.